Hey, how you doing, new subscribers? Sarah Castanis, you rock. Julia Gleam, I had to look up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a teleprompter over here. No, I don't have a. Well, hello, Dr. Carl. What's going on tonight with you? Not much, Mr. Oliveira, but I got my eye on you. Alright, that's a little crazy. It's a little creepy, a little spooky. I'm going overboard with it. Alright, there's a red and a green button in front of you. If you press the green button, it dispenses $1 million. Untraceable, unmarked, $100 bills. I don't know. If you hit the red button, there's a 50% chance you're going to get $100 million and a 50% chance that you're going to get shit. Now, here's the thing. This is from Facebook. I saw this. I was just looking through. Today, a lot of you guys have made my day, my Facebook day. I posted a bunch of about 75 baby photos today. I wanted to. I've been meaning to scan them in for years, literally for years. I've been talking about doing it, and I just never really got around to it. But it's one of those things where the condition of them is going to diminish over time. They're slowly fading away. The tape is starting to eat away at the images, so when I try to pull it away, it's pulling pieces of the picture off. So I'm glad that I saved what I could. Sadly, there was a lot of them that took some damage when I tried to get them from the book into scanning position, which is disappointing because that's completely irreplaceable stuff. Like, there's not a lot of things in life that if I lost them, I would be upset about. Sure, I'd love to lose. I'd hate to lose like a guitar I've had for 20 years. I'd be very sad to lose, so many things. But pictures is definitely the top of the list. You can't replace those. There's stuff that goes back to literally 1975. I can't just get the negatives. There's nothing I can do. So at least scanning them in, I have them at the best condition I can have them in now. They're on Facebook. If you guys follow me, if you want to follow me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook, it's just Geycen. I'm fairly certain I'm the only one, and right now it's a baby picture for my profile picture. But today I saw a lot of people really liking them and commenting on them, and I've really been pushing the road to 40 lately. I know from the beginning, I've always said it's not about subscribers, but I would like to have a steady base of viewers. It's nice to know that I have an audience I can interact with. I don't need it, like I said. This stuff, like here, what I'm doing tonight, a good majority of what I'm doing tonight is going to be showing you some pictures and showing, hopefully, future generations of my family pictures. So if this is future generations of my family, hey, what's going on? Can you set up a laptop right now? If this Thanksgiving, bring a laptop or whatever the technology is then, plasma, micro, Inviso screens. Just prop me down in a chair. Oh, hey, great granddaughter, villain name here. It was kind of fun. A virtual me at the table. Who doesn't want that? You guys. All right. So, what would you choose? The red button or the green button? This is a tough one because $1 million nowadays really doesn't go that far. However, it could take care of me and my family for the next 5 to 6 years comfortably. We could take time off of work. We could travel. We could do a few things. Certainly fix up the house, sell it, take that cash, add that to the lump sum, and get the hell out of the country. I think that would be the priority. I don't want to offend anybody who loves America either, because it's not like I don't love America. I just don't like what it stands for, and I don't see a possible future where everything goes the way it should in my mind. And if it did, I'd gladly come back. But I really want to work to it. Well, first of all, the hard thing is, you guys know, I'm fickle. I want to live in California. I really do. I've applied for a ton of jobs out there. I really feel like that's where right now I should be, or probably like 2 or 3 years ago I should have been. And I just don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Some people follow a god. Some people follow a philosophy. I just follow my heart. And sometimes when your heart tells you to do something, you got to do it, or you're wasting your life. I think. I could be wrong about that too, though. I think I would just take the $1 million. It's not that I wouldn't want to. If I was single and I had no kids or anything like that, I would hit the other button. And if I got $100 million, awesome. And if I didn't, well, I lost $1 million. But I can make that much eventually. Hopefully doing something I love. I'm kind of playing with a tripod on the microphone today. This is a very specific tripod. I'm sure there's something I could buy from this company to extend the height of it, but I feel like I'm always leaning down. And I feel like sometimes when I do that, I also blow up the mic. Not horribly, but enough that it annoys me in post-production. We are 366 days away from the next Star Wars movie. After about 2 hours and 40 minutes, it'll be a year away to the new Star Wars movie. That's the true countdown for me, and I'm really excited about that. Thinking back to Star Wars makes me think of my father and my uncle. I don't think I have any of my unky, as I called him, in these photos. I'm going to be doing a few of these before the end of the road to 40. So what I want to show you, and this is going to be a little difficult, a little awkward maybe, might involve some editing on my part. Oh Jesus, these are all effed up. I showed you one photo last night. I'm going to show you just a few tonight. I don't want you guys to sit here looking at my baby photos. So the first one here is, that's the very first picture of me in existence. Isn't that funny? Like, future generations, what do you think? Like, babies in the 70s, mid-70s, that's where they threw them. I don't want to say they threw me in there. You know, they don't make things like that anymore. There's another one here. Let me show you. Make sure I scan this thing in. It's a nurse taking care of me as a baby in the hospital. Okay, here it is. Looks like she might be changing my diaper or something like that. Nonetheless, look at her hat. Look at the curtains. Look at the bed. Look at everything around her. Look at her outfit. You know, it's really... this is the stuff I talk about. In my mind, that's how I see my past. Like, probably the first 7 or 8 years of my life. My father was really linked to a past time. You know, he was born in 1918. He'd be 90 years old. 18? Wait a minute, what's it? 14? 1914, I believe it was. I'd have to look it up. 1918 was the Red Sox. Last World Series before 2004. That's right, bitches. 2007, 2013, hopefully 2015. Anywho, those times have passed. Like, I know life evolves, life moves on, things change, things advance. But in my mind, it's sad that we can't revisit. I mean, I guess you'd have to have a time machine. I'll work on it, okay? We'll do a past and a future episode. Remember that episode? That was a fun episode. Ask yourself this, too, while you're asking yourself that button question. If you could travel anywhere in the past, or any 5 times in the past, where would they be? If you could travel in the future, how far in the future would you go? If you could only choose between one or the other, which one would you pick? Girl, that could really go 2 ways. I mean, you could take advantage of the past, or you could learn from the future. Now, what if you couldn't come back? Where would you go, and which one would you choose if you had to choose? That's definitely a dog hair in my drink. You just don't think about it. It's all right. Okay, let's move right along here. Okay, here's the hair one. And I assume shortly after that picture was taken, this one was taken. Oh, nothing really changes in life. You know, Matthew Silver is an awesome guy. I've been watching his videos more and more. And as crazy as he is, he makes his point very successfully. He spreads love, and he spreads it in a beautiful way. So, yeah, that's a little crazy. What is up with that bottle, too, by the way? Do they make them like that anymore? I don't think so. I mean, I've had kids in the last 16 years. I've had 3 in the last 16 years. Jesus, I'm old. All right. There's an interesting story that goes along with this photo. Here it is. I used to hide on my mother. My father would be out at work or doing something like that. Well, I would hide, but oftentimes I would also poop in here. And not only would I poop in here, I would poop up to here, and it would fall on my diaper. Now, this is what my mother says. Apparently, those diapers back then weren't very successful. They weren't very good. But this little cubby, that's an old doorway that led to another room. But in between those two rooms was about 3 feet of space, so my father cut it in half and put shelves on, I think, either side. I can't remember, to be completely honest. I haven't lived at the house in so long. This is going to be a long video tonight, so buckle in. Grab yourself a drink, and we'll get going. I'm going to go with a bunch of these photos. Here's the thing. I did two photo albums about that thick, about an inch thick, I'd say. That took me, over the course of the day, I didn't just sit and do it, about 2 hours, I'd say. Now, what do you want, you sucker?
Are you recording?
Yeah. I can edit it out. I edit now. What are you doing? No, I'm saying I can edit. I'm going to edit this video.
Trisha Ann. We're gonna have a fucking
I knew that was coming. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
You're so cute.
I was like, I'm not liking that.
Is that the lady that works with
Yeah.
you? Oh, she's nice. I'll let it slide this time, but tell her to watch her back.
I'm not going to edit that out. It's funny. Trisha, I'm sure you're watching, or you've watched a few of these. I'll suggest you watch this one at work. A few weeks ago, now, Carol's going to be upset that I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Someone said I was too cute to die on Facebook. Now, they're just saying it passing. Different people have different relationships. Some people are comfortable with saying something like that, and their husband, who's actually a very good friend of mine, they know it's just a joke, it's kidding around, it's nice, you know, or even if it's meaningful, you know, it's not meant in a I don't know what kind of way I want to say. I don't want to say what I wanted to say. But we've always had this interesting relationship, this dynamic where, like, she kids around about it, but it's still kind of true under the surface. Well, my point is, I did two, and I still got these to do. And that's not even all of them. Like, I literally. Do I overuse that word? Anywho and literally, I think I overuse a lot. Mind you, that's another term. There's a few of them. Makes me feel smarter, because I'm not the smartest guy on the planet. I'm not an idiot, but... That's why I got my scanner right here, too. Because if I had to get up and walk across the room to scan a photo every time... Oh, my God. And my scanner glass, I've had to clean it so many times because of the sticky residue on those photos. Sorry. Don't mean to... Maybe we will edit some of that. Oh! Sometimes I say that and I feel like I'm making retarded mentally... I didn't mean to just say retarded. Okay, you know I didn't. You know I'm not here to offend. I did not mean that. The only time I say retarded... I know it's a terrible word. I know I shouldn't say it. Even just... There's a lot of words I shouldn't say. I feel like sometimes when I make... when I try to make sound come out of my sound hole, it doesn't work. But sometimes things trickle out. There was a time in my life where it was funny to be very racist and sexist and stuff like that. Not intentionally, not seriously, but it seems like you can't even kid around about that. And if you can't, I'm cool with that. I'm not going to try to offend anybody. But gay and retarded are two words that I have had a very hard time giving up. My friend Sean Freeman will attest to the gay one. Every time I see him, some point over the course of the night, I say to somebody, "Oh, dude, that's gay." And I'm like, ugh. You know I don't mean it that way. I never would. That's my word for things, and it's not. I'm sorry, it's the same word. It's not intentional. But retarded, I like. The Addams Family started when Uncle Fester farted, and now they're all retarded. The Addams Family. I used to sing that when I was in school all the time, but you can't do that anymore. Like, that's horrible. And I said it in front of the kids the other day, and I was like. That's rough. I'm a big boy. That's me and my mother outside a big boy. I have been to over 38 states. I can remember about 4 of them. Sad. It really is sad because I would love to now remember being in certain places and be like, yes, I would really like to live there. Like the hot springs. Here's one of me with a diaper in the hot springs. And then here is one of me on a towel in the nudie after the hot springs. Now that's Nevada, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm fairly certain. I could look in the book, but I'm not going to. And so I see the picture. I have absolutely whatsoever no memory whatsoever of that. These pictures, most of these pictures that I'm showing you because I don't know. There's some kid in this picture. Now there are some future photos that you'll see in these books as I bring them out that I do remember. I remember quite vividly those moments, those experiences. But these, none of them, not a single one. I remember faces. Like here's a really interesting one. This is the boy right next to me, I believe, is Korean. He was adopted and he wanted to be a cowboy. His name was Chris, and that's all I remember about him. I remember stopping by his house. I've told you this story before. My dad was going to take me to go see Annie, who I was crushing on hardcore at the time. And so he said, go right home and get changed. Don't stop at Chris's house. Well, Chris was outside playing on my way home, and lo and behold, we ended up talking or hanging out. And then I saw my mother and father walking up from the church. I was like, holy shit. And I had to book it. You ever book it? Have you booked it recently? I can't book it at all. There's a stairway, the Monument Terrace, leading up from downtown where the parade was. I apologize, by the way. Up to, it's not Main Street. It's Church Street, I believe. And I get about a third of the way up there, and I got to stop. That's how out of shape I am. I am terribly out of shape. It's awful. The hell were we just talking about? It was a picture. I could look at these pictures and hopefully I remember. Big boy, traveling. I don't remember things. I wish I did. The boy, Chris, the Korean cowboy. How about this one? Me pooping. Was I pooping, though? I might have been peeing. When I was a kid, I sat down to pee, and my mother would run the cold water. To this day, I don't sit down to pee, but I do run the water. It's instinct at this point. Literally almost 40 years. I've wasted so much water. I'm a terrible person, and I complain about the condition of the earth. Check this guy out. This is Jack Eugene Green. This is my grandfather on my mother's side. He got Alzheimer's before he died. He had a gun. I used to play with his gun. I used to go up. He had a .38 snub nose, whatever it is, and I'd load it. I'd play with it. I'd spin the barrel. Literally, he had a whole thing of bullets. He had 3 handguns, and I used to just go up there and load them and play with them. Nobody stopped me. Real nice, ma. Anywho, he's a son of a bitch. Yeah, he might have been funny at the end, but he left my grandmother to go be with another woman a good portion of his life. I think he fathered other children. He was Mormon, by the way. Not that that is a knock against Mormons, because Mormons that I know, every Mormon I've ever met, well, most of the Mormons I've ever met are absolutely some of the most wonderful people on earth. But he did that, and then she just took him back when he came back. And even before then, my grandmother was living with us, and he was living in a trailer park somewhere for a long time. My grandmother, oh, is there one in here? I don't think there's any of my grandmother. Well, if I remember or I can, I'll put a picture of my grandmother right here. I have a really good one of me and her a few years before she passed away. I think I was 18. She died the day I turned 21. I hope my mother doesn't die the day I turn 40. That's just going to be a horrible sign of things to come for me, I guess. What else we got here? Check out this sag I'm busting right here. Yeah. I look so high in that picture, it's not even funny. Here's a picture of me in a trailer with my mother. We lived in Yogi Bear Campground. My father was the Baptist minister there, or the minister who happened to be Baptist. And I don't think there's any more in here, but I've got some future photos I'm going to show you guys of me at Jellystone Campground growing up for, I think it was 2 or 3 years we lived there. I used to feed the squirrels and take hay rides every day. Yogi's, oh no, it was Boo Boo's head fell off one day, and all the little kids freaked out on that hay ride, let me tell you. Well, I mean, let's face it. I really liked Minnie Mouse. All right. Here's another one. I'm going to wrap this up real soon. I'm just going to give you a few photos here. This is me on my father's lap in front of a typewriter. And I think the most beautiful thing about this picture is, I'm going to click it, is the look on his face. You know, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I've often wondered what kind of a man my father was, because I never got to really know him. I was 7 years old when he died. Like I said, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember hardly anything. I remember the Annie thing. I remember Star Wars, obviously, when I was 2. But beyond that, I don't remember. I remember being in the basement when he was building me bunk beds, but he wasn't telling me what he was building. I remember a dead mouse in our basement. And I remember floating around on one of those plastic pools using a broom as a oar to move around in. I was that light when I was a little kid. But there's not much else I remember. But that picture, this picture, and this next one, take a look at this one. They tell a story to me. They tell me he had love in his heart, and it came through in his face and his eyes. He had compassion, and he was very defensive of me, I think, as seen in the second photo, with his arm wrapped around me and a bottle right over his head. I wish I had gotten to know him a little bit better. I wish I had more photos of him. I wish I knew more of him. Let me show you something real quick before we... Oh, it's not in here. There's the family tree. There's 2 pages, one for the mother, one for the father, in this baby book I have. On the mother's side, the entire tree is filled up to my great-grandmother, and then it gets cut off there because there's no more room. On my father's side, it's my father. That's it. I know nothing of that side of the family. There were very little. I guess now that I'm older, it does affect me, and it does depress me, and make me wish I could get to know that side of the family, or learn the history of that side of the family. I mean, that's full-blooded Portuguese there. I don't... They came from the Azores. That's all I know. I think I could probably, through my mother, get my grandparents on that side's name, but that's about it. I mean, what are you going to do? Anywho, what's going on, Bling? I'd really like to visit Portugal someday. And if I do, I hope that you'd like to meet me, because I'd like to meet you. Well, anyway, thank you guys for coming by. At the end of this video, I'm just going to cycle through maybe 10 or 15 photos. Actually, look at this one. I drew that at 4 years old. I've been drawing since I was 2, since I could hold a pencil. That's in my biography that I've kind of written for things that I put out there. You guys have a great night. Today on Facebook and on here with my new subscribers, some of you who there's no name, so I thank you for joining the road, the drive down the road with us. It really, really means a lot, and I'm trying to hit a milestone. I'm really trying to hit 100 before. It'd be a nice Christmas present, but before the end of the year. So I'm sharing these every day on Facebook. I don't think people are seeing my YouTube shares. I have to put mywhitetrashlife.com out there for people to get here. I can't figure out how it's working or not working. So, but thank you guys for making my day really joyful, on top of just having a wonderful day looking at all these old photos. You guys take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to make someone smile tomorrow. Do your best to go out of your way to make a stranger smile tomorrow. Life's too short to not do things like that, to make people happy around you, you know. And the more people you make happy, I think the better the world spins. I really mean that. You know, you got to live life to the fullest. Every moment, be aware, be conscious of the moment you're in. Are you doing something you want to do right now? Is there any way you could be? I don't know. You know, you just never know when the last moment's going to come, when that last breath, you know, leaves your lungs. And I don't mean that to sound depressing. I mean it to sound uplifting. You know, live your life to the fullest. Don't live in fear. Break down those barriers. Don't say you can't accomplish something. You won't be able to. You're not capable. You're not strong enough. You're not smart enough. You're not talented enough. Make it happen. I don't know. Maybe my word's not enough. I just... That's how I feel, and I wish other people would too. So, thank you guys for traveling this road. If you're loving watching these as much as I'm loving making them, please subscribe and pass them along to anybody who you might know who might like watching them as well. We've got 72 episodes to accomplish between now, or that we will likely accomplish between now and February 28th. That's if I do one every night, or if I do 2 one day or 3 another day. I haven't done a lot of multi-episodes. Okay, I'm going to shut up and let you guys go. You guys take care of one another, and I'll see you guys a little further on down the road to 40. Goddamn dogs. You guys are awesome. Thank you.